So we're just going to find ourselves in a comfortable position, making your space prepared, somewhere to lay down, making sure that you have the blanket underneath you. If you want to fold a towel and place it underneath your head, just keeping your neck in line with the rest of your body so you're not arching like this or in the opposite way. Just playing around with this position and making sure that you're really comfortable wherever you find. And then we're going to come into constructive rest for this breath work. So we're going to bring our feet and place them on the earth. And we're going to play around with the distance between the heels towards the glutes. And that can be closer or further away. And the feet are also about hip distance apart. And we're just going to play around with that until it feels like a stable position that we've found. When we come into constructive rest, we want to find a position where it's just bones resting on bones. And so we shouldn't be working our thighs or the muscles in any way to support this position. You don't want to let the knees fall in, and you don't want to let them fall out. Sometimes it can feel more stabilizing to place some heavy blankets on top of your knees. So if you prefer to do that to begin the practice, then please just bring whatever you need in order to be comfortable and relaxed. And that way you'll be able to go into this breath work and this practice a lot easier. So just taking your time to arrive in that position. Playing around with the support underneath your head, making sure that your neck is in line. And just closing down the eyes and taking a few breaths here to arrive in this space. Noticing where your breath is at in this moment. If it feels slow, deep, or if it feels fast and shallow. No need to change anything, just simply observing. Noticing all points of contact with the earth. And with each exhale, allowing the body to settle deeper. Allowing the body to be supported, to be held. And we're just going to do some slight adjustments that are just going to help us move into the optimal position for our pelvis as a woman. And this is the same position that we'll locate ourselves in with the standing postural alignment, but this is just that position of the pelvis laying down and completely supported without any of your weight or effort of change going into it. And so we're just going to bring our fingers into a diamond shape. So we're going to bring the thumbs to join and the index fingers to join. And once we have that shape in a diamond, we're going to place the top of the fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, at the top of the pubic bone. And then the thumbs should meet by the belly button. And so once we've located this diamond in this area of the body, I just want you to imagine that there is a marble resting inside of this diamond. And you want to roll around and adjust your hips so that that marble will land directly in the center of this diamond. So that this diamond, it's like it's resting flat on your belly. And you might want to roll around your hips, even just to notice the different angles that you can create and make with this diamond before you find a place that feels like the marble would be in the center. So keeping the hips located on the same position on the ground and just rolling around, tilting forward and back. And then whenever you feel ready, coming into that position that feels like the marble would be central. And once you've found where that is, using the blanket from underneath you to tuck in underneath the sacrum and the lower back. You might want to tuck in at the sides, even all the way down around the hips. Can just add in a really snug support. But making sure that really underneath the sacrum is supported. And then you can bring your hands back into the diamond position, resting the fingers at the top of the pubic bone and the thumbs by the belly button. And just checking in once you come into rest in that position, if it feels like the marble would be in the center, or if you would like to make some adjustments. I'm really taking your time here, there's no rush. And once you feel like you've found that central position, just allowing yourself to soften. Even if it's just 1% more, bringing your awareness into the sacrum and allowing it to rest against the support of the blanket. Becoming aware of your breathing. Notice if it feels any different. Notice if it reaches lower down in the abdomen towards the pelvic bowl. And starting to deepen that breath With the hands placed on the belly, maybe you can feel the rise and fall of your stomach. On the inhale, feeling the belly expand. Maybe the side of the ribs, maybe the back of the ribs. And on the exhale, release. Whenever you're ready, taking a breath in, feeling the belly expand. And on the exhale, see if you can soften. Let your body, let your pelvis be completely supported by the surface below you. And if that feels comfortable for you where you are, breathing into your belly, that feels like enough of a challenge for you, then just staying here in this practice and really making yourself feel comfortable with the breath coming into the belly, the side of the ribs, the back of the ribs. There's no rush for us always to progress on to the end. Just simply allowing ourselves the time we need to adjust, the time our body needs to sense and have awareness of new parts of our body, new sensations that we may have never felt before. But if that does feel comfortable for you, then just extending your awareness down into the pelvic bowl. And notice how on the inhale, the pelvic bowl softens, relaxes, and draws further away from the heart space. And with each exhale, I don't want you to create a lift, but just notice where the pelvic bowl wants to return to as it draws closer towards the heart space. And on the inhale, just working on softening your pelvic bowl, working on that release, that softness, that letting go, drawing the pelvic bowl away from the heart space. And on the exhale, just allowing it to return to its natural position. And on the inhale, feeling the pelvic bowl draw further away from the heart space. And with each exhale, returning to the natural position. And just noticing this extension, this space in between where the pelvic bowl naturally wants to return to and where you can allow some softness. And there's no force, there's no push. It's just simply a subtle release. Allowing yourself to find softness here. This space might continue to expand, continue to grow the distance between the inhale and the exhale. As you start to bring your awareness to the pelvic diaphragm with each breath. Each inhale, the pelvic bowl softens and draws further away from the heart space. And with each exhale, the pelvic floor returns to its natural state, natural position, drawing closer to the heart space. And if that feels like something new for you, then just stay in here and allowing your awareness and your senses to expand in this area. But if you've started to feel comfortable, you can bring in the next stage as long as you are not bleeding. This part of the practice is contraindicated during our menses. So if you are bleeding, just staying with that practice that we have followed so far. Otherwise, when you take a deep breath in and you feel the pelvic bowl soften, release and draw further away from the heart space. This time on the exhale, you can allow it to lift, drawing it closer to the heart space. And on the inhale, soften and release, drawing further away from the heart space. And then just return into the natural position on the exhale. And on the inhale, drawing further away from the heart space, softening, releasing. And on the exhale, drawing that gentle lift, coming closer to the heart space. And on the inhale, soften and relax. Exhale to the natural position. Inhale, drawing further away from the heart space. And on the exhale, lift, coming closer to the heart space. And just repeating a few rounds like that, alternating between lifting and just returning to the natural, comfortable place. And becoming aware of this distance in between the amount that we can release and soften and the amount that we can lift. Notice if this place expands and grows. And this is really how we're going to tone the whole of the pelvic bowl, is to have that elasticity between the two, the range of motion. Whenever you feel ready, you can return to the natural breath. Noticing this flow of energy traveling all the way down and through the body. Taking vital nourishment, energy to every cell in your body. And you can choose to stay here and continue the practice. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, gently opening your eyes.